What's going on, Gemini? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for the month of June 2023. So in this reading, Gemini, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides, and so much more regarding the month of June 2023, Gemini. Now, before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading. And I really do appreciate you in advance, Gemini, for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Gemini. Now, without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy and we'll see what wants to come through for you for the month of June 2023, Gemini. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Gemini. You're on fast today, huh? Are you serious? Okay, if this is the rest of the reading, I'm gonna trip. If these cards are the exact amount for the rest of the reading, I'm gonna trip. Okay, well, there is one more card to still pull on. But the universe is doing it for me today. Thank you. Wow, very interesting energy that you got going on here, Gemini, for sure. A very interesting energy. There's a lot of potential here for explosion or harmony, depending on how you interact with the energy. Let's go ahead, Gemini, and open this reading with some messages from the universe for you before we get into the tarot. First message you have is about faith, humanity, and benevolence, Gemini. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, and make sure that you try your best to see the light in the world this month, Gemini. And there's a really important message, coming through. And, as the warlord of the Starseed army here, who's all about fire, it almost pains me to say that this month I'm really advising you to stay calm, even in the midst of someone spitting in your face, even in the midst of it's almost like someone's going to really be someone's really going to be pushing your buttons here. It may not be a person, it may just be a situation. Maybe someone doesn't even intend to, but it's almost like the universe is really going to be pushing your buttons, Gemini. And what you do with that is very important. Now, there's a lot coming through here with faith. There's something here about the law of assumption, Gemini. Okay, now there's something here about the way that you expect other people to show up in your life is the way that they do. And this universe, Gemini, trust me, it doesn't work the way that our logical or the way that we've been brought up to believe. That this universe is worse than Gotham City. What I'm trying to say, it's more magical than magic. It's better than the most magical movie. We don't know how this reality works, but one law of this universe that you're being called to work with, Gemini, this month is the law of assumption. There's something about Gemini. There's something about you assuming, for a lot of you, this has to do with one person, or it has to do with people that you work with. Could even have to do with multiple people in your life. Listen, there's something about you're assuming someone is negative. There's something about you assume someone hates you. You assume someone's going to show up negatively. The universe is almost throwing down a challenge to you, Gemini, this month that says, can you really assume that people will show up in a loving way? Can you switch your mindset about other people? Now, it doesn't mean that you just blindly trust, and it doesn't mean that if someone has shown you over and over again that they're going to hurt you, that you just blindly believe them. But for those people that are kind of, sometimes they show up negatively for you, sometimes they show up positively, I'm telling you, especially if this is to do with people that you work with, or if you're an entrepreneur, people that work for you, there's something about your worst negative expectations, even if it's subconscious, are coming true this month if you're not careful. What if, Gemini, this month you did an experiment and you decided to say, I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to assume that they're going to show up transformed. Okay? I'm going to assume that. Now, to give you a concrete example of what just happened, I was just getting into the zone of doing these readings, and my good friend that is staying with me here on vacation, we're on a surf trip, he walked in, and I kind of had this assumption that, oh my God, now I need a sage, his energy is going to be so bad for the reading, oh my God. And then there was some download that came to me that was like, what if I assumed that him being here, I were to obtain all the blessings of his own wisdom and then transfer it into the readings, instead of assuming that, oh my God, now the whole space is wrecked. Because your beliefs create your reality, and whatever you believe to be true will be true for you. So if you believe this month, Gemini, that you have the power to assume people to show up positively and then they will, that's your power. If you choose to assume that people are fixed, or if you choose to assume that this person is fixed negatively, then that truth will be reflected to you. Remember, there is no outside world. And this reality does not work how you think it works. And there's also something about trustworthy people. It's like, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. You also have Mother Mary, love and peace, Gemini. And once again, as the warlord of the starseed, leading edge thought of army, it almost pains me to say it. I'm really advising you towards staying calm. And here's the thing that's coming through right off the bat with this Mother Mary, Gemini. I hope you're listening. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? This month, you have the choice to make, Gemini. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? This is Mother Mary, all about love and peace. This is about you being the bigger person this month, Gemini, because there's something about not playing someone at their own game. There's something about if someone's trying to suck you into drama, for a lot of you, that's what's going on. This could be a lover. This could be at the workplace. This could be in the family. Someone is pushing your buttons. If it's not a person, it's a circumstance. Pushing your buttons, Gemini, walk away. Do not engage. I'm telling you, you'll thank me later. Your ego may not thank me in the moment, but trust me, you'll thank me later. There's something here, Gemini, about do not play them at their own game. Rise above it. Rise above the darkness. Do not play people. Do not stoop to their level. Do not play them at their own game, Gemini, is what I'm getting very, very strongly. And now, there's also something about the way in which that you're going to try to protect your energy may be off this month. I hope you're paying attention, Gemini, for some of you out there. There's something about you're going to be poked this month, Gemini, in some sort of way. You're going to be prodded. I have the gift of provocation. I use it sparingly. I'm a master at verbally, I can provoke you all I want. But someone's doing that to you this month, right? And there's something here about the way in which you're going to protect your energy is not by snapping back. It's by understanding something we call the law of three. The law of three is essentially a more advanced version of what you put out is what you get back. It's almost like this. If you send out negative energy to someone who is sending you negative energy, you get caught up in a karmic cycle. Whereas if you're the bigger person, you walk away and you're not able to wish something on someone that they are wishing on you, then the energy that they tried to send you will come back to them 3 times as strong. And for a lot of you, this has to do with your career. For some of you, there could be some sort of, there is something coming through about people trying to sabotage. If you're in a position of power, people could be trying to sabotage you, backstabbing, underhand games, a lot of weirdness going on, the culture of your work, politics. This could even do with your family, or it could have to do with a third-party situation in love, I'm telling you. And the thing about this is if you're incapable, if you consciously choose to be incapable of wishing the same ill on others that they wish on you, and you choose to not play them at their own game, then guess what? When they send you that energy, it will come back to them, but 3 times as strong. This is the thing that my ancestors, the Wiccan, didn't understand, is that when you play with black magic, and you do it at the wrong person who is not casting this black magic at others, even if it's just more of a practical thing. In the 3D world, this stuff happens unconsciously because everyone's like, oh, it doesn't exist, but then it's still going on unconsciously. There's something about the law of three. If you are incapable of wishing something on someone that they wish upon you, it will come back to them. But if you're capable and you have been wishing harm on others, then when someone wishes harm on you, you won't be as spiritually protected as you could be. Now, I know this is like, I don't know what's going on with this today. So that you got to protect your energy. Don't play them at their own game, Gemini. I don't know what this is about, but it's something very deep. And you also have Joel Kuhl, Dharma Unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. And there's something about seeds. There's something about one step at a time. Okay, Dharma is the Sanskrit word for purpose in life. And there's something about your purpose is going to unfold if you can walk this higher path. If you get sucked into drama, if you get sucked into negativity, it may set you back. Your career, your love life, etc., your soul's expansion, I'm telling you. So just to eat heads off some breakdance shit and spit, miswrit this skit in Sanskrit. So sometimes the biggest warfare includes, like strategies of warfare. It's not about warfare, but like, you gotta be smart here. Okay? And it has to do with other people. There's a lot of things about movement of other people. For a lot of you, if you've been surrounded by distrustworthy people, the universe is sending you trustworthy people. For others of you where there's no shift in people and you're going to remain loyal, you're staying in the same job, you're staying with the same lover, you're working through things with your family, there's something about that. Then if it's not new people coming in, then it's the law of assumption is going to transform it for you. Let's get into the tarot. Your opportunity this month, Gemini, is the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups has to do with harmonious relationships between people, especially emotionally. This is your opportunity to bring people together instead of to tear people apart. Okay, bring people together instead of to tear people apart. And my midheaven, my career point, is in Gemini, and so this reading can even, like, I'm kind of like seeing how it can be like, there's something about you, there's an opportunity for you to have some sort of positive social engagement, but there's also the seed of negativity. It could go south. So it's almost like an opportunity for you to really be the bigger person, okay? Now, when it comes to your challenge this month, Gemini, you have the Three of Pentacles, hence why I kept talking about the law of three. The Three of Pentacles here, Gemini, in your challenge, this has to do with, once again, difficulties collaborating with other people. Someone is going to push your buttons. For a lot of you, this is going to be at the workplace, some sort of weird underhanded comment. What I'm getting is someone could actually be channeling your own law of assumption. What I'm getting is there, for a lot of you, your challenge is someone could not even mean. For others of you, it's going to be more for others of you, that's going to be more malicious. For others of you, this challenge, the Three of Pentacles, Gemini, what's coming through as is like someone is not even going to mean to press your buttons, but because of your own resistance, you think this person is a certain way. They're going to channel that resistance and give into your face, even though it wasn't their own original intention. For others of you with this challenge, and so that's why the law of assumption is really important for you. I would get on that before we hit June. The Three of Pentacles in your challenge here. There's something, once again, Three of Cups. And it's weird, I just did a reading for Aquarius. The opportunity was the 4, it was the number 4, and then the challenge was 4. Now you have the number 3 and the number 3. So the number 3 is like, it's also the master teacher. The number 33, your opportunity is the Three of Cups, your challenge is the Three of Pentacles, that's the number 33, that's the master teacher. So you have an opportunity to be a master teacher here. And a lot of you, it's gonna be in some sort of weird way. Now here we go. When it comes to Gemini, your overall general energy, you have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands, and you have the Seven of Pentacles here when it comes to your overall general energy. And so overall, you're going to be dealing with a lot of practical engagements here. Now, there is all this spiritual stuff that I've been mentioning, but all in all, there's something you're going to be rooted in the physical world. Now, the Six of Pentacles has to do with giving and receiving in balance. It could even have to do with a gift that you're receiving or deciding to give to other people, but it's really about maintaining harmony between people, especially at the workplace, or having to do with money when it comes to a loved one, family member, or even a lover, giving intimacy, receiving intimacy. But now, because it's right next to the Five of Wands, the Five of Wands has to do with competition. It has to do with people poking each other's buttons. And from a certain perspective, if from a higher perspective or even a lower perspective, it's for everyone's advancement, right? If we're in the training session, if you come to me for a reading, and when I open up my astrology, because pretty soon-ish, I'm going to be opening up astrology readings, okay? Astrology, ASR Astrology, it's coming, the new YouTube channel, watch out. But when you come to me for this, I'm gonna put it on you so that when you're dealing with the real world will feel easy compared to the training. And so the universe is almost like expanding souls with you and someone that they're not even realizing especially if you're surrounded by people who aren't spiritual, there's all this growth, there's this playful competition with you and people this month, but it's gonna lead to you balancing, and it's gonna lead to you really thinking, wow, at the end of the month, Gemini, most of you will have overcome this provocation. Most of you, your buttons will have been pushed, but you decided to be the bigger person. And maybe your ego takes a hit in the present moment here. It's almost like the devil gives you things up front. The devil doesn't give you things. So what I'm saying to this, Gemini, is for those of you that are going to slip into your ego, right? For those of you that are going to slip into your ego, you may win in the short term. The devil gives you satisfaction up front, but hurts you in the long term. God, it carries so much baggage. I don't mean that. The universe, source, it makes you have devotion, and it's almost like, I'll see you in 10 years, buddy, is the energy that you're gonna have. So for those of you that slip into your ego, you snap back, you may gain temporary satisfaction, but for those of you that are the bigger person, you don't play them at their own game, someone could, like, metaphorically, I wouldn't advise this is literal, they could spit in your face and you could smile and almost like the sacred fool, just be like, oh yeah, well, I'll see you in 10 years, buddy. I'll see you. And I don't even want you to have that energy. I just want it to be a purification, then it will happen even more powerfully on its own, the transformation and you receiving the good karma. But what I'm saying is there is an element of that. There is an element of, oh, you wanna kick me while I'm down? I'll see you in 10 years. I could only imagine how some people feel. That kind of I've had like disharmonious relationships with in the past, that mistreated me, that called me stupid, that called me like autistic in a demeaning way. They're probably looking at me now like, wow, maybe I should have treated him better. And for those that still think I'm just tripping off, for those of you, the people that hated on me when I was younger and they're still watching these readings and they still think I'm just talking babble, then once again, you are drowning in your own pool of matrix. And I wish you well. I really do. I really feel bad at that point, because you don't even know what's going on in this world at that point. At that point, good luck, brother. Anyway, oh my God. So here's the thing. There's untold power coming to you, Gemini. When it comes to what you don't see coming, you have the Empress, you have the Queen of Wands, and you have the Ten of Pentacles. When it comes to what you don't see coming, you are becoming, there's a maturity here. There's almost like a flowering of your soul. The Empress has to do with abundance. The Queen of Wands has to do with fire. It has to do with the ability or the option to provoke people or to deal with provocation and transmute it into your own benefit. The Ten of Pentacles has to do with your legacy, long-term visions. Whatever's going on and what you don't see coming, Gemini, you are leveling up. The Queen of Wands is the centerpiece to your reading. It's almost like, see, there's an archetype that me and my friend that I'm here with, we share. We're what you could call the golden Christed dragons, okay? The golden Christed dragons. Dragons, the being of a dragon represents the choice between malevolence and benevolence. How are you going to use your power? Because the Gemini, you're very quick-witted. You can respond. You can plan. You can go dark. You can go light. You're mutable. You can do whatever you want. But what I'm telling you is this Queen of Wands in the centerpiece to your reading, Gemini, in this month, whatever's going on, it's almost like a more dignified version of yourself, especially next to the Empress. A lot of you definitely, if you can survive the provocation, if this is a partner thing, if this is someone that you're in an intimate love, sexual partner relationship with, you're going to survive some sort of provocation, or you're going to heal them through your law of assumption or through just holding peace, and you're going to be shocked at how good things are, but not in the usual way. So for example, I'm getting some of you are going to be having makeup sex, but instead of it being like makeup sex that is like great in the moment, but then the devil gives it to you up front, and then then when you're both orgasmed and you're laying next to each other and you're like, well, I hate this person again. No, you chose the higher road. You're gonna have makeup sex, but it will be full of love too. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just painting that picture to you about a potential about how this is going to manifest for a lot of you. For a lot of you, this has to do with your career. For a lot of you, the universe is testing you this month, Gemini, and not in some sort of dead white male in the sky waving their hand, you're not getting into heaven. No! Who wants to go down this time? Shiva? Christ? It doesn't matter. This is an illusion. Shut up. What I'm telling you is, there's some sort of thing about, there's some sort of thing, Gemini, here about the universe is, a lot of you are saying, I want career advancement. A lot of you have been saying, I want love advancement. I want relational advancement. The universe is testing you this month, Gemini. Do you realize that? And the way you respond is, the universe doesn't give you something when you want it. It gives you when you're ready for it. Whatever this provocation is, can you handle it the right way? And there really is no right way. But there is a way. The middle way. You understand what I'm saying to you? You picking up what I'm putting down? And so, oh, by the way, recently I discovered that me and Adolf Hitler share the same Mercury placement, which is why I'm like, I can get the people going. I'm not going to use it in that messed up way, but I'm just telling you, I have that provocation ability. I studied the chart. I did a chart thing, and I was like, oh my God, this is scaring me. This is scaring me. But no, I'm here to use it for good. And so, when it comes to your advice from your spirit guides this month, Gemini, you have the 9 of Wands, the Chariot, and you also have the 2 of Wands here. So there's a choice about how you're going to deal with, once again, there's a choice with how you're going to deal with your own wounding. A lot of you, there's going to be an old wound that's poked at, lit up. The 9 of Wands has to do with ego. You know, your ego is being provoked, not in a negative way, but just it's being provoked. The Chariot has to do with you can go really far this month. This is the advice here. Like, use trauma to go far, but you have a choice, and I'm not here to make that choice for you, Gemini. The 9 of Wands, the Chariot, and also the 2 of Wands here in your advice. There's something about the way in which you're going to respond is going to make or break your month. Okay, you have the Chariot, which is about freedom of movement. It's really a choice for you, because I'm not sitting here and saying that you let someone provoke you, you choose the high road, but that's all great. No, in the moment, you're going to have to breathe into it. You're going to have to, it's like the only difference between someone who's enlightened and someone who is perhaps a muggle is that their ability to change their frequency on the dime or not. It's not that an enlightened person doesn't feel the same things that unawakened people do. They do. They just know how to change their frequency on a dime. They just know how to change it. And so there's something about you have freedom with that. Let's clarify this. Let's clarify what the 3 of Cups is here in your opportunity. Well, definitely seeing something from a different perspective. The Hanged Man is popping out to see me. That's a little too many cards, though. So with that being said, let's keep going. Why is the 3 of Cups here, Gemini, in your opportunity for June? Gemini. 2 more. Why is the 3 of Cups here? Why is the 3 of Cups here in your opportunity? It has to do with other people. Groups of people potentially working with or love, third parties, family. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Well, what did I tell you, Gemini? That card popped out immediately. It popped out again. So, seeing some sort of social relation from a different perspective, and I feel like honestly adopting some of the perspectives that I told you about would be extremely beneficial. And you have the Ace of Swords in a neutral position. When a card comes out on the table like this. It doesn't come up upright, it doesn't come out in reverse, it comes neutral. You get to decide, once again, how you use this sword. Because the sword's coming at you. Someone's going to provoke you. And you get to decide how you do it. Now, you also have the Temperance card. So the opportunity, once again, faith, humanity, benevolence, Mother Mary, peace. You have the Temperance card here, Gemini. You have the Temperance card. This is about taming down your ego. This is about humans are 90% water. You see the water flowing between the two cups? This is about successful emotional harmony between humans. And really, the Hanged Man is the element of the Sacred Fool, like I told you. The Hanged Man here, Gemini, is really like embodying Christ-like. Like, I'll sacrifice it. I'll take it on the head. I'll take it on the head for the betterment of the team. I'll eat that. I'll eat that for my own development or for your development or for something. You're going to know what this is. So your opportunity is the Ace of Swords, the Temperance card, and the Hanged Man, and the Three of Cups. Okay, the universe is telling me I've told you everything I needed to tell you. So with that being said, I will talk to you next time, Gemini.